Good morning, girls. Good morning. Today's the day we try to catch Morris. Yeah, Morris's vet appointment is tomorrow, so I'm going to try to catch him today. Otherwise, I'll have to reschedule. He's up there behind the doghouse. My plan is to feed Stripe and then take the bowl with me. And the only bowl will be the bowl in the cage. I don't really want to catch Stripe, but if I catch him, I'm probably going to call the vet and see if I can take him up today and have him vaccinated. He's due for shots. But my immediate goal is the other guy, is Morris. There's mackerel in the crate, a higher value fish-smelling cat food, so... Well, we caught Morris right away, no problems, mackerel for the win. And I'm just up here visiting with Stripe while I make sure Tux doesn't come any further, just to make sure Stripe's okay, because he got pretty scared when the trap went off. Morris is upstairs in the garage underneath a towel. Still in the cage. He was pretty hissy. I want to say mean, but he looked like he was pretty desperate. And we don't want to risk one of us getting bit, and because he has no vaccination history. And I don't have a lot of confidence if we put him in the larger crate that we can get him back in the small crate. So he's probably going to have to stay there till tomorrow morning. I can put food and water at the one end. He's liable to knock it over, but I can put stuff there. So anyway, the stress of catching him for tomorrow's appointment has been relieved. Because he's a boy cat, I'm probably going to take him in the van in the morning, but we'll see. I'm down here sitting on the end of the boardwalk. Gray is rubbing up and down my back. She's got to have her morning attention. Don had to run in the house and get on a conference call for work, so he ran and got the paper really quick after helping me with the crate twice, I might add. And that's why he's not out here with me. But Gray really needed me for a few minutes, so... There were a few Lego parts in the mailbox this morning, but not all the ones I'm waiting on or that I needed for the clock tower. However, I did start fitting in the windows and some more of these side support pieces here. So, just done for the day because I've done what I can do for now. I wanted to take a few minutes this morning to talk with you about the Tesla Supercharger network, specifically in North Carolina, but also just worldwide. I guess I probably really ought to start with a picture from Tesla at tesla.com/supercharger of the network. I know I can certainly remember back when we got Ruby that this map was nowhere near as red as many locations as it is today. Actually, I'm going to talk in just a minute when we hit the 10,000 superchargers worldwide mark, and you can see now we've hit the 20,000 superchargers worldwide mark. And let me let you know that it really hasn't been too long since we did that. But you can certainly see that there are way less gaps in North America. We're probably down to a handful of serious gaps trying to go from the East Coast to the West Coast by car, or maybe even north to south. I think it is a little bit more set up to go east-west, but certainly there are some north-south corridors too. You'll know last year that this network across Canada was added, which was really good and a big deal for the Canadians. But if we look at Europe, we can see a heavy concentration there as well. And I was surprised this morning when I clicked on Asia to see the amount of progress we've made. Of course, no matter how many superchargers Tesla puts in, there's always going to be someone somewhere that wants them to come put a supercharger closer to them or more convenient for them. But still, I think it's a great milestone. So other than going to Tesla, of course, and using tesla.com/supercharger, a lot of people go to supercharge.info and specifically /data, which is where I am. And I have told it to only show me the United States. And then I have sorted by state and scrolled down to the superchargers for North Carolina. And I am just sort of blown away this morning that somewhere all of the ones I could name on both hands, like 8 superchargers, when folks would ask me and Don at a Tesla meetup about the supercharger network, we are now up to 22 superchargers in North Carolina and growing. They're listed here. This is the top of the list. And we haven't, Don and I haven't been to Berlin or haven't been to Plymouth. We have not been to the one in Lexington, although that one would be easy to hit the next time we go to the Charlotte or the Train Museum or something. We haven't been out to Kill Devil Hills. And let's see, Warsaw has closed, and that is actually down here listed somewhere as I thought as permanently closed on this. But we have not made it over to Kinston or Goldsboro, and that one just opened, I think. Mebane is under construction. There's a new one north of Charlotte, which is in permitting phase, and a new one in Archdale, which is under construction. So soon to be 25. And my understanding in 2021 is that there are 8 new superchargers planned for North Carolina. And I'm going to show you a little bit more about that for a minute. But just want to say that what a lot of people that do just for fun is they sort of monitor supercharge.info and look for superchargers that get permitted near them, and then obviously go check out the sites and that sort of a thing. So it's kind of fun to watch the network grow. And it's something that I've done on and off. Like we found out about the one coming to Cary, I think all the local people, by permitting and stuff popping up on Supercharge info, and then us going over there and looking for the actual site. And so it's kind of fun. But a little bit more back to history. This is an article from Engadget from back on June the 10th of 2018. And I'm just going to read you the one paragraph here because I know it can be hard to read on the screen. But it said, Tesla's supercharger network has come a long, long way since it was available in a handful of California towns in late 2012. So 8 years ago, the automaker has opened its 10,000 supercharger in Belleville, Ontario, Canada, as part of a rapid expansion that, as of late May, included roughly 1,000 chargers either in construction or at the permit phase. For context, it took roughly a year and a half for Tesla just to have enough EV charging stations for one coast-to-coast route in the U.S. Now, superchargers blanket North America as well as significant stretches of Asia, Australia, Europe, and the Middle East. So in June of 2018, they hit the 10,000 supercharger number. And now we're in January of 2021. If we say December of 2020, it'll sound a little closer. Basically, a little over a year and a half, and we are at our 20,000th supercharger. So that's just an incredible number of new superchargers opening up. So I guess one of the things I want you to come away from the talk this morning is that Tesla, from where I'm sitting, is really continuing to invest in the supercharger network. And they're doing it where they already have superchargers to fill in holes. And they're also doing it in places like this route across Canada last year where there weren't any superchargers. So I think that's pretty impressive. And I love to see that. There were a couple other things I wanted you to show you. Let me get my head around this. So this is the Tesla supercharger map. This is tesla.com, and I think, I'm not sure, I don't remember exactly how I got here, but notice the legend down at the bottom. Superchargers are in red, destination charging is in gray, okay? But there are also some other sort of lighter gray, okay? So here's sort of the dark gray, and here's sort of the lighter the lighter gray. But I was noticing that there are even more besides the ones that are under permit or currently under construction that are planned for North Carolina for, like I said, for 2021. I think the number is 8, according to one of the other local Triangle Tesla owners. But you can see that there is a proposed one coming in the second quarter of 2021 to, of all places, Siler City. Now, besides being the home of Aunt B from Andy after she left the show, Frances Bavier, I'm trying to remember exactly how she says her name. It is a city that Don and I go through a lot. And the reason why is when we come out of Fuquay and we cut across by Sharon Harris nuclear power plant, and then we come underneath the Jordan Lake Dam and we go underneath, Pittsboro, we end up coming to Siler City. So we sort of cut across and we can go down to Sanford and pick up 421, or we can sort of come across this way and pick up 421. And the reason why we do that is actually shorter for us to get to Greensboro to come up 421 than it is to go up 55 and get on 40 and come across to Greensboro. So we're in Siler City, I don't know, I'm going to say 10, 15 times a year, going somewhere, headed towards the zoo, headed towards the North Carolina Transportation, aka the Train Museum, headed to Greensboro, headed to Charlotte for some reason, headed to the mountains. I mean, that's pretty much our go-to. We're headed west from the house route is to get on 421 to come up here. So we usually stop in Greensboro, and it's about 90 miles, a little over an hour and a half from Greensboro to the house. And we usually charge in Greensboro, and obviously we've got plenty of charge to get from Greensboro to home. But I still think that it's really great to have the option of a supercharger in the Siler City area. So we're really excited about that. I think that fills a gap, a little bit of a gap. And there are, like I said, here's the one in Mebane that's currently under construction, target opening Q1. We know that one to be under construction. Here is one going in Archdale that I think the chart said is currently under construction. So you can see where those two are. They are filling in the I-85 corridor down to Charlotte. Because we have this one up here, which is the quote unquote, actually, that's not the right one. Let me try to find the right one. Well, we have a Tesla over here in Matthews, that's right. But the one that is just north of Charlotte, I swear it's this one. But that doesn't seem, I would have put in that we were at the Harris Teeter. That is not it. I don't know why I'm not seeing maybe it's here. Anyway, I was just trying to click on the Charlotte supercharger, and right this minute, I'm not seeing it. So I'm sort of perplexed. But anyway, there was a Charlotte supercharger, and it's by the Harris Teeter. It's really near the Speedway, which is in the Concord area, and I'm just not seeing it on the map right now. I must not be looking correctly. But there are a couple others coming into, like I said, the Siler City. There is one targeted for Durham, North Carolina, Q2 2021. There's one going up here by the track where Kyle's track at North Carolina Center for Automotive Research, NCCAR, up in Roanoke Rapids. Again, you're seeing these kind of are on a theme, right? They're just off of I-85 or they're just off of I-95. And I know the local owners were really hoping that we would get some coverage on a little more coverage at the coast. They were specifically looking for one near Emerald Isle. Now we have this destination charger here at the shopping center. And we have these two other destination chargers out here. But I think they were hoping to see a real supercharger somewhere in this area, maybe in the New Bern area. These bed and breakfasts, I understand, are typically okay with folks charging if you make arrangements or check with them or whatever, but it's not like having a supercharger. So they did open this one up here at Plymouth, which if you're trying to head out to the Outer Banks and get on one of the ferries, that is a good location. But it just seems like probably, and here's the one at Devil Hill. So you can get out to Kitty Hawk now, no problem. But a little bit down here somewhere, a little closer to I know we have the one in Wilmington, but somewhere over here in this area, I think is where they were hoping they would fill the gap, and they had not done it at this time. And also in the mountains, you know, when we have our drive, the Blue Ridge Parkway, which we are really hoping COVID will be under control and we'll get to do again this year. We obviously have the Supercharger in Asheville, and we have the one in Hickory, and there's up here in Bristol. Don, I believe, had actually stopped at that one on his way. Either Bristol, I think on his way back in from Missouri, but they have not added one to Boone at this time. And I'm trying to spot where Boone is on the map. Forgive me for maybe moving the screen around a bit too much. Here's Boone. So we have the really nice destination charger at the steakhouse where we did the Blue Ridge Parkway Drive meetup in their parking lot the first time. And then the second time we were down here in Asheville. But we were really hoping, you know, because that drive's gotten pretty big. It would certainly be nice if we had a supercharger up there also. Would just would make it planning a little bit easier. So I don't think I covered all 8 of the new ones coming. Here's another one, Colfax in Q1 2021. I don't believe that one's under construction at the current time, though. So this is over here in the Winston-Salem area. And then the Archdale, that was the one we talked about, Mebane, Durham. You can kind of take a look. I guess if it was me, it would be easier for me to read this chart if the under construction was an orange color or a little construction cone, and destination charging was the gray, and superchargers was red, because I'm having just a little trouble with the size and pinpointing the difference between the destination chargers and the under construction or coming soon chargers. It's pretty close. But and anyway, I'm excited, and I know Don is too, to see additional superchargers coming to the state. I think people were able to make do and are really able to travel wherever they want to go to in the state. But of course, you know, for faster use of the network, less congestion at the network, of course, all of these added superchargers is really great. And I just want to make one other point. You know, we went to Morrow Mountain, and we basically were, you know, traveled over in this direction to get there. It was actually sort of down this way toward Albemarle. All right. So Don and I have gone from Fuquay over to Albemarle and back. And that's no problem without charging, but we do sort of have to, you know, not drive all around over here too much to get back over. You've seen the murals in Carthage and that kind of thing. So what we could do now is on the way home from Albemarle, of course, would to be hop on 64 and come back this way and stop at that supercharger if we needed to. There's that Biscoe Park. There's a charge point, level 2, a slow charge over there. So, you know, if we just needed to put in a few miles, but really that's too slow. So I would say for one of the places we go where the charging is just a smidge tight, you know, our only additional recourse would be to get up here to Siler City on the way home, although it's a little out of the way. So putting something in Albemarle would probably be a stretch goal at some point, or even something in Rockingham might be a stretch goal at some point. But exciting things with the supercharger network coming in 2021. Don is still going strong on a 72-hour fast, which he's going to break about 5 p.m. today. And I've got deviled eggs ready for him, and I am making split pea soup with the leftover ham and the ham bone. Have lots of ham to put in it. And I'm going to make broth with the Instant Pot. This is some gelatin from like the last time we cooked ribs, plus a little bit of gelatin that was under the ham when we warmed it up. But it'll be really tasty broth after I cook it for about an hour in the Instant Pot.
So does this mean Christmas is over?
I'm afraid so.
Oh.
I'm not happy about it. I don't like Christmas over. I don't like the lights to come down. It depresses me. But yeah, it's time for the tree to go because it's been up for a month and we don't have a lot of room in here. And so I started with the tree. I'll get all the ornaments off and then it's you. Then it's your turn, then it's you.
Yeah,
It doesn't take a lot to stuff it back in the box. I can't carry it up the stairs, so that's a Dawn thing.
And we're saving the inflatables till tomorrow because
it's wet outside and Morris is upstairs and I don't want in the garage. I don't want to scare him going up and down the steps a bunch. We'll have to put him upstairs to dry them.
Right.
But it's good to sort of dry them outside before you bring them inside. So
right.
We'll probably do the inflatables
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Worked all day.
Worked all day.
Still hasn't had anything to eat.
Nothing to eat.
And he's headed for his run. Yeah, and it's not that nice out here. It's 40s.
Yeah, so we're at almost 70 hours, 68, 69, 70 hours, something like that.
Yep, something like that.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry.
I'm sure you are. I'm hungry and I ate last night. Yeah. Haven't ate all day, but I ate last night.
I understand.
Have fun.
All right, I love you. Kiss, kiss.
Kiss, kiss. These Hallmark ornaments that have the double plastic, gotta sit it in there just right. Just about takes an engineering degree or a mom degree to get it all in there right without messing it up. I'm in Ruby, headed to South Park to do a lucky trade with another Pokemon Go player. And Ruby put on 48.30 last night. I think that's right. Confirm here. Yeah, not the .1, but just the .30. And of course, when I got in the car, she had the release notes up. But she already had the holiday update on. It's just bug fixes. Successful trade for a Lucky Groudon completed. And we did one distance trade. I sent Jimmy a Pokemon from Australia and he got 15,000 kilometers off of that. I already have the distance badge, but there are a lot of people that don't. And I only have it thanks to Kelly. And a few hours worth of trading at the local coffee shops pre-COVID. So I'm appreciative of that. Back to the house. Make sure the split pea soup doesn't burn. I'm sure Dawn is stirring it regularly, but it's thick.